Hello and welcome to School Bus News here. Your host Jeremiah. We're here live with Leon County District School Transportation Managers, directors and managers here. So we're going to be talking to them on, how they feel about things. So first question, I'm going to ask, what's their favorite model bus? What are you guys' favorite model buses?
I like Bluebird Visions and CEs.
Well, hi, my name is Rafael. I am the Director of Transportation for the Leander Schools Transportation Department. And my favorite model of the school bus is Bluebird Vision and ICCEs.
And Rafael, I'm sorry, Martin, why do you like CEs and Bluebird Vision? Send me a good feature about the buses.
Well, the CEs they got like I like the idle sounds of the CEs. The BBVs they got a little quicker takeoff, so that's why I like them.
And Raphael, what is your favorite bus? What about your buses? What are your two favorite features about your buses?
Okay, first and foremost, the Bluebird Vision. I like the Bluebird Vision because it's a fast takeoff, but maybe sometimes it'll probably move a little bit too slow. The motor will try to catch itself sometimes, and mostly with the CEs, I just like the sounds and the great features to it.
Okay, so all right, next question. Do you think school buses should have seatbelts? Why or why not?
I think they. I'm like on them both, yes and no. The yes is because it protect the kids from flying through the bus if there's an accident. No, because you have to go to every seat and basically unclick all the seat belts when it's like you stuck on the train tracks or the bus is on fire or you flipped or something like that. So I'm kind of on a yes and no side.
Okay, what I would say is I would say yes and no. But I would say yes because the seatbelts should be required for only for like the childrens that are very young, like in elementary school, to keep for their safety. But at the same time, I would say no for people that's in middle school or high school, because I would say middle school and high school are into more situations than elementary kids, but I think that it needs to be for only elementary kids because it's more important to the younger kids than the older kids because the older kids have already went through the process, and I just think yeah, it's a yes or no.
Yes, that is true. Which fuel do you think is better? Diesel, CNG, hybrid, or propane? And explain why.
Could you repeat that question again?
Sure. Which fuel economy you think is better? Diesel, CNG, propane, or hybrid? Or normal gas? What do you think is better?
That's a tough one. I don't know because diesel is for like semi trucks and big heavy trucks. Um, Mobile gas, you say, is like basically like for cars and pickup trucks. Propane and CNG, I don't know because I don't really like get into them. But diesel and propane, I mean diesel and mobile gas, I think you said.
Okay, that's a good one. Let me tell you why and mine. Okay, I would never go with CNG. I would never go with hybrid or propane. Diesel is probably your best bet to go with. Because literally right now, if I was driving around and not tip over, the bus wouldn't catch on fire. I can literally throw a match inside of a bus. I can literally throw a fire match, into a fuel tank of a diesel and it won't explode. Normal gasoline will do that. So that's why I say that's dangerous for actual buses and carrying students. I think all buses or all transportation vehicles that carry students should have diesel because if the bus flips over, it won't catch on fire or nothing bad will happen at all. So, yeah. So that's in my opinion. Rafael, do you have an opinion, or you're gonna agree on the same thing?
Okay, I would say propane because the propane auto gas buses it provide unmatched peace of mind for parents compared with diesel buses, and propane auto gas buses are noticeable like quieter when operating. With significant noise on the bus. A limited time, a driver can pay better attention to children in the rear of the bus, and instead of in the road ahead, because diesel cannot deliver a similar experience. Addition to the significantly um, quieter operation. So I would say all propane auto gas powered bus, they can meet rigorous federal motor vehicle safety standards, and each is equipped with an automatic shutoff feature that prevents, fuel flow to the engine when it's not running. You feel me? Like stuff like that. I would say propane.
Yes. Same thing about. I would still agree with diesel. I get what you mean by propane, and I do agree with you, and I kind of don't want to disagree with you. I think that diesel is best. All right, next question. How would you feel if one of your drivers left a sleeping child in the bus? What would you do to that? How would you react to that? If he was planning for the night and he's on his way home and there's a child in the back of your bus asleep, what would you do?
Well, what I would do, I don't know about the director Rafael, but I would do, I would investigate for one, why was that child sleeping in the bus? For two, why didn't he check the bus before he locked it up and left? And three, I would like after all that, I'd probably either give him a warning or suspend him because in our company, no child should be left behind. So what that means is if a child is left behind, that means as a school bus driver, you're not doing your job, which is providing safety for children on day-to-day basis. So it'd probably be a suspension. I wouldn't actually like fire him automatically. I investigate the situation. Then, if I feel like I have to fire him or her, then that's what I'll do. But I wouldn't fire that person automatically.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so based on the question you have asked, okay, I am pleased, that people that's a part of the Leon School's transportation department, that as employees, we are to represent professionalism of the transportation department, and make a direct and important contribution to the education of our children, you know, and I just expect that why okay, I will investigate the situation and have a one-on-one talk with the driver or what like why did you leave that student on the bus, how did that student get left on the bus, and did you check the bus or did you go push the check behind no child left whatever it is behind button to make sure there's no students on the bus, or was your mind was like was you even think or was you doing your job, to my situation. I would have fired that driver because that is a serious situation, because that stuff can cause either a child to die on the bus. It could cause you know a situation with the parent, or worried about they were very worried about why their child is not at home at this time. It's still the driver's responsibility to make sure that all students get to and from home and to school and on time to make sure they're able to get.
Hey, Raphael, you are just cut off. That is very smart. Are you finished with that speech or no?
No, I'm not done. But as I continue, yeah, it's like I would have fired the driver because it's always the driver's responsibility. Because if you chose to be a part of our team, as an employee of the Leon District Schools Transportation Department, as an employee to our contribution of our children getting their education, they should be able to get to and from school safely without an issue, because that can cause an altercation with either the head of the bus and the transportation company, and you got to do investigation, and it's a long process, and parents get worried about their child or why they're not at home at this time, and what's taking the bus driver so long to get here from there and stuff like that.
And I need to ask something on before you ask another question. Here at Leon District Schools Transportation Department, our safety is our number one top priority here. So we take safety very, very seriously. So we treat the kids like they're our own, our very own. They come to us if they have a problem, they scared, they're sick, they're excited, or they just want to talk to us. We basically treat them like they're our own children. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, they're in our hands, they're in our responsibility. So that means it's our job to make sure that the bus drivers get the kids to or from school on time, no child left behind, and basically it's like we treat them like they're our own. So that's us. Safety is our top priority here at Leon District Schools Transportation Department.
Yes, and as I continue, based on our circumstances, that as we go over in every meeting with our employees, a part of the Leon District Schools Transportation Department team, that make sure that all drivers keep safety of those students and those children on that bus, and keep the safety, contributed as if they were their own. Treat them with respect and give respect. That's what we're here for, and this is why we're here to do it.
And that's why every day we tell our drivers to do a head count and know the kids by face and by name. So if that person is not here, is not on the bus, you're like, oh, Jonathan is not here today, such and such is not here, or this person is missing, or that person is gone, such and such. So it's very important for our drivers to know names and match the names with the faces.
Really smart. Very smart speech. I like that. You guys use a lot of stuff with you guys' names. A lot of you guys are just like wow. You guys are like very good on you guys' speeches and how you speak and everything. You guys uses a lot of words. Love that in you guys. And I knew Martin and Rafael for a very long time. They're actually hiring right now. I'll put their website in the description of this video right here. Go ahead and apply for their company. They're a loving company. They love playing with you guys. They love playing with people. Period. But they take it kind of serious, even though it's role play. We act like it's realistic. That's what we do. That's what they do. That's what I also do. But anyway, next question. How would you feel if a driver was abusing a child? Or maybe if the driver was talking rude to that, or the driver was talking rude to the student, or he put his hands on the child, and you guys never knew it. Do you maybe pulled up the tapes and you were just being nosy, looking in the tapes of you guys' buses? What would you do?
From my perspective, like I said previously, that safety is our number one top priority. And if you were to put your hands on someone else's child, that's basically saying, I don't take responsibility for that child. That child is like nothing to me. Basically, in my perspective, I'll fire him. Right, I'll fire him or her right off the bat, because you're not supposed to put your hands on someone else's kid unless the parent gives you full blown permission to put your hands on his or her kid. That's in my book. That's totally disrespectful. You wouldn't want nobody to put their hands on your kid, so you should respect the same thing from the other parent. And it's like I would fire him right off the bat, because that's not what you came here for. You came here to deliver these babies to and from school on time every day, and make sure they're in good hands with you 24/7, 7 days a week. So if you was to put your hands on somebody else's child, that's basically asking, can you get fired? And that's what I would do. I'll fire the person. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
Okay, based on the Florida Department of Education, the Pupil Transportation Division, to further propel the transportation safety through the school bus drivers education programs throughout, Florida, and based on the selection of our suitable employees, must be followed by instructions and training to ensure that the employees will satisfy, perform their duties in the, manner expected of the Leon District School Transportation Department. Okay, with the situation of a driver putting their hands on a student on their bus or any other bus without permission. No, matter of fact, it's not even if the parent. It's not about unless the parents give you permission. At the same time, you should not put your hands on that child at all unless the parent is on that bus. Matter of fact, it's not even unless the parent is on the bus. I don't think none of my employees should put their hands on any student on the bus. It doesn't matter if the student is cussing them out or doing anything. But I know if one of the students try to put their hands on the driver and tries to grab the hair or do any kind or do some harmful things to the bus driver, from my rights and from my vision and based on this company, that all drivers are required to report any incidents during that scene and during that time so that we can try our best to get the public safety department team out there to their location as soon as possible. But at all times that drivers are not required to put their hands on a child. It does not matter what happens, as long as they report it in and get the situation solved. But from my perspective, a driver put their hands on a child without the child putting their hands on them, I would have considerably fired the driver and caused an investigation situation with the driver and the parent and kind of go over some things of how the situation started and what happened before any other altercation or anything else was to start at that time. But from my perspective, the driver would have gotten terminated and forced to leave the job.
Now, now say if like you're on the main street of the road and this driver was in a hurry and he passed the red lights on his way to work late and he passed the reds. What would you do if you ever even? I'm gonna show you a clip of a video, and I want you to tell me what would you do if you ever saw that happen to your child or to anybody else's child. Like, tell me what would you think or what would you do? How much pain would you be in or anything? What would be? What would you do? Okay, so I just stopped the video. So I'm gonna show a video in between those two. So also YouTube can see it. I'm gonna show a video, and then I'm gonna show another video in between those two videos, so they can see how it happens. Okay. So I'm gonna show two videos in between, so you guys can see. Also, alright, let's go ahead and explain to me right now. Wait, let me see what's happening.
Okay, and also based on the Department of Education, that the driver's training of the manual was developed to provide a comprehensive course content with the goals of pupil transportation management to provide a safe, efficient, and dependable service. So the
Hold on, Rafael, let me cut you off right there. I couldn't hear anything you were saying. It's probably my computer because I just let go of the button and then I just saw your green line go across. So I apologize. You start all over after this, as soon as I let go of this button.
Okay. Based on the Department of Education, with the driver's training manual was to develop to provide a comprehensive course constant with the goals of the Department of Transportation Management to provide a safe, efficient, and dependable service. This curriculum handbooks also seeks to promote uniform uniformity of instruction and the safety and learning experience. So while allowing for flexibility for all school systems, um, you should always completely familiarize yourself, with the course content so that you can customize the materials to satisfy your local needs. Okay, and every effort has been made to present a comprehensive coverage in the Leander School's transportation department based on our circumstances.
Well, what I think is that all drivers of LDS should provide a comprehensive slash safe transportation environment, which means that you will abide by all traffic rules um, that that the state has put out there, such as yield signs, stop signs, red lights. All the major signs is there for a reason to catch your attention to say hello, I'm here, you need to follow what I'm saying and what I'm doing. So if a driver was to pass through a red light, that's basically putting the driver and the kids in danger, and that's unacceptable here at LDS. So yeah.
Very, very smart question. Now, are your drivers aware about the cross arms? Are your drivers aware about cross arms, and do you have cross arms on you guys' buses?
Yes, we do have cross arms on the Leander School's transportation buses. Yes, we do. All drivers are always getting updates on our cross arms and make sure that before they go out there on to their buses to maintain the state of Florida, to make sure they do inspections every single morning, every day when they come in every morning, and they have to test it out by using acting like they're at a stop and turn on their warning lights and then test their their stop arm and red lights. So what they would do is they have to open the bus, make sure the bus is in neutral, park. They exit the bus, check around the bus. Basically on their daily inspection. So they're always required to do that.
In the state of Michigan, you are required by law, to do inspections on your bus every morning once you come in. Um, the the communication center will give you an inspection sheet, and you mark off what works, what don't works, and if you decide not to do it, um, you either get suspended or terminated, or you just get your license taken away, and that'd be the end of your bus driving career. Because by law in the state of Michigan, you must do a inspection on your bus every morning, your assigned bus every morning, and you must turn in them sheets at the end of the day when you come in to bring your bus in.
Yes, and can I also speak about the assignment of routes opening during like the school year and during the summertime, if you don't mind, Jeremiah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So based on the assignment of routes that you know school year or the summertime, okay, the transportation department service. So most changes in routes therefore must be made, in form of additions to or deletions from existing routes. So some of our additions may be administratively assigned by one of the main directors of the transportation department team, and the special qualifications or the preferences, particularly is in the case of special education routes are considered For an example, sign language skills preferred or troubled route, driver or monitor exceptionally skilled, and interpersonal relations preferred. Drivers or monitors or wishing to apply for an open route shall request it in, you know, right into the director before the expiration of the posted deadline. That's what we do based on this company. And then after the deadline has passed, the the applicants will be considered for the route on the basis of the qualifications and that previously specified that the department shall that we shall ensure that the route is given to the most qualified applicant. And then we always note that whether a driver presently has a special education route for regular route, or regular route shall not, disqualify the driver from applying for a route of a different category. So our base we be using, determining qualifications for a route provided to the our drivers should agrees, they agrees to undergo in the opinion of the department successfully completes the necessary review training that the department may specify. That all drivers in our monitors are considered eligible for assignments to any open routes available unless, the trip, unless excuse me, is that the applicant is already eligible, or employed, or the change to the view of routes or addition of the extra time. Some trips would result in a total workday average of more than 8 hours per day. But the drivers and monitors has sometimes can get suspended from field trips or additional due to a counseling report for attendance or a written discipline action referral or due to progressive discipline, operating a school bus without mandated credentials. Receiving a ticket in a school bus, thereby, in Florida, is a mandatory court appearance. And, having a preventable accident causing injury or monetary damages, a driver will not be eligible for additional assignments, or their certificate or physical may expire. That in the Leon District School Transportation Department, that employees that are absent for more than 10 consecutive calendar days may lose their route assignment, and this does not affect with the Leon District School Transportation Department. Based on the other factors determine employment, employees may be forced to accept another route assignment or substitute driving duties upon return to their qualified job at this time.
Okay. Wow, Rafael. That's good, man. Okay, next question. Do you guys have a shop manager or a mechanic in you guys' company?
No, we're working on to try to find one now, but for right now, me and Rafael is shop manager and dispatcher and this and that until we basically find someone that's responsible enough, that's trustworthy enough, that's have loyalty and respect to fix the buses right, have it back out there on the road the next day. And we just looking for somebody who can do that in a timely manner, because we want our company to be running 24/7. So if a bus breaks down, we want it in a shop, fixed and out by the next day. We don't want it in a shop for 2 or 3 days or a whole month or a week. We try to have our company be one of the companies where when the bus breaks down and get fixed like that, and it's out there on the road the next day. We don't like waiting on one bus just to get fixed, because that'll hold our whole company back. And we ain't gonna have that many buses out there on the road. Kids gonna start getting to school late. It's basically like in the winter time where all the buses like don't start or don't have heat. We try to prevent that for the rest of the years to come. So we're trying to find a mechanic that basically do that in a matter of time. and we can't have a mechanic that's gonna take all day or a whole week just to fix a bus.
Rafael, do you have anything to say?
Yes, and based after like the school year has ended with the buses that has been considered to be in the shop for the buses at the end of that school year. With what we do with our buses is we have summer mechanics that will be working during the summer, and get they would choose at least like three buses at a time to repair each bus as possible before the beginning of the school year starts over again. So what we do is we make sure that we have our um mechanics that will be working during the summer be there on time, and we do make sure we contact them ahead of time to make sure they come in or they're available at this time, so that we won't have too many confusion going on. And we also we have those drivers, I mean those mechanics, for a reason. So during the summertime, as all the buses are getting repaired and they're fully repaired and they're okay to go out on the road and for drivers to be driving them during the beginning of the school year, it will not cause any distractions or interruptions with the Leander School Transportation Department routes or the city of Florida. I mean, no, not the city of Florida. The city of Tallahassee, so that it will keep the roads clear and we won't be having routes interruptions at all. So that's why we'll also be hiring mechanics for the summer, so that we will have all the buses repaired in time to be on the road to get those children to and from school on time.
All right. Let me tell you why directors, how good directors want. One call, one answer, one happy, and one transportation director. They stay on top of their routing and scheduling. They stay on their real-time GPS and tracking. Also, they stay tracked on their student tracking ID in their parent patrol app. So some city school districts have tracking devices on their buses and apps they make for the city schools, for the district of transportation, so they can be in track of their buses on where it goes and how it, and like what happens to that bus and where did it go and everything. So I know if it's going the wrong direction or the right direction. And also, I'm going to introduce you guys to the 2016 Cummins ISB 6.7L liter. It's a a new low natural gas engine for school buses. Some of them are natural gas, some of them are diesel. Most of them are diesel, but a lot of people purchase diesel. So you guys are already familiar with Cummins ISB 6.7L liters, right?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Well, the Cummins ISB Westport has a new sparking ignition. It's designed for Type C buses and only for Type C school buses. Some transit, some shuttles. It launched in 2016 in USA. Also, it has a lot of low NXO standards for its 0.1 GPHR, and for clean, quiet operation and reliable, and it's good in performance in the Cummins ISB. It's a good choice for school buses and school bus fleets. It's a very good one. So it has it's 660 pounds. The torque is 260. It's sample maintenance and it's free. Well, not like that, like free. It's free maintenance after treatment. That's what I meant. It's not like free. Like you can go pick it up and put it in the bus. It's free. Okay. Do you guys know a lot about school buses, like as a mechanic? It's okay if you don't. I'm just asking. Do you guys know a lot about being a shop?
No, I don't know nothing about being in no shop. I just know we'll be having mechanics that will get the buses in up out of there.
And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about being a shop manager or a shop. I don't know none of that. All I know is you gonna have mechanics and summer mechanics. So yes.
Did you know once a year that school bus drivers are texting while driving? Once a month, I'm sorry. Once a month, there's a driver in a different state, different county, in a different city texting while driving. They get caught every time. Just let you guys know, be aware about that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys about that. And I think I'm going to wrap it up after I ask this last question. Um, what would you do if you ever knew if your drivers were texting while driving?
Okay, on that note right there, based on this, with the Leon District School, transportation department team, with me and my assistant director have agreed that we will not allow drivers to bring their cell phones on the bus. They were to be locked in a locker before they leave to get on their bus, because that caused too many distractions. And also, we speak with the drivers to let them know that not no child on that bus should play music while you're excuse me, while you're driving, because that also causes distractions and accidents with those while the children's on that bus. But it would kind of take too much of the driver's time, because they have to do an incident report. They have to get the dispatcher on over the radio to speak about a situation of what caused the incident and what happened on the bus, and and it has to come through us, and we have to see of what can we do to solve the situation and how to get it out of the way. But for my instance, we do not allow our drivers to bring cell phones on the bus. Those phones are to required to be in a locker that they use to have.
Yes, my bad to cut you off, but either in the locker or in their personal vehicles. We take texting and driving very seriously when it comes to bus drivers transporting children to and from school and to and from home. We take that very seriously. And with me, I'm not like as friendly and as patient when it comes down to our drivers texting and driving. With me, I just fire them right off the bat. I don't know I don't know if my director agrees, but I just truly fire them, because you putting yourself and the kids in danger while you're looking down, holding your phone with one hand, holding the steering wheel with the other, and this traffic is stopped up ahead, and you steady texting, looking down, and you end up rear-ending somebody, end up killing somebody, seriously injuring somebody, or just injuring yourself or the kids on the bus. So here at LDS, we take that very, very seriously. So yeah.
Yes, and also with that, on that note, with the drivers, we me and my assistant director, we have a computer system that we have on either the left or the right of us while we're doing paperwork and everything. That we have all cameras working before we have after after drivers returning to the bus lot after routes and everything. We have overtime overnight mechanics to make sure that the surveillance video cameras are working for all from inside the bus and out the end of the bus as well, because we need to be able to see of what's going on, and we will understand, and it'll be easier for us to solve the situation. But from my perspective, the driver would have got terminated and forced to leave the job, because that is putting someone's child in danger, and also yourself, because you're driving, and you're going to be the most injured person, because feeling the pain of you driving a bus and you getting hit, or you cause the accident and you hit something or object, you're going to feel the pain. It's your fault, no one else. And we don't want our company to be involved into a situation like that and then have to end up in court, or something like that. I mean, also those some drivers doesn't pay his attention. They either drives through somebody's house, or wreck somebody's home, and they wouldn't want that to happen to their house. So that, from my perspective with LDS here, we do not allow drivers to take their phones on the bus. They have to leave it in their vehicle, or either in a locker inside the building before they leave. the the bus slot, but also we have metal detectors when they come in, and once they come out, it should not be not one beep of a sound, because that one beep will notify us that they either have a cell phone or any object that is not required to be on our campus. Or, but I know if we see a driver with a phone, it will cause them to get in. They will receive consequence for their actions. Yes.
And we do not allow our drivers to bring food or drinks on the bus because that's also a distraction. And we let the drivers know to tell the children not to bring any food or drinks on the bus because we're trying to have a clean bus, clean buses for the rest of the year. And children like to children don't like to clean up their mess. They like to leave stuff behind on the bus, which cause rats, roaches, and ants and stuff like that. We try to have a clean, safe environment to where our employees can come to work and look at the bus and smile, say I have a clean bus. The kids know the bus is clean and we know the buses is clean. So we try to have a clean, safe environment. That's why we say no food or drinks are allowed on the bus. Because with the driver eating and drinking, that's a distraction too, and that could cause a major problem.
Yes, and also even if the students did have brought a snack or something on the bus, it would we're always required to tell our drivers that if you see a student with a bag of chips or any snack in their hand, that they're required to put it in the bag that is on the bus, that is located in front of the bus next to the driver, until they exit the bus or once they get to the school and they're getting ready to exit the bus, they can take their bag of chips. We won't throw them away, but it has to be in that bag until they get to their destination. And based on our training requirements, if they wants to know based on the LDS training requirements, if you don't mind, Jeremiah.
Go ahead. I'm sure that everybody would love to hear that.
Okay. Based on the LDS training requirements, based on a training period, the complete training course consists of behind the wheel training, of the completion of the skills and course and observation by our instructors. Driving a loaded school bus with the trainer in at least 6 hours of safety films. Additional training would be deemed appropriately with all others in the training to be completed prior to the 90-day probationary period. And also if a trainee has not shown an ability to perform as a Leander school bus driver after a reasonable period of training, the instructor will not be able to certify the trainee as a school bus driver, and then the training may be terminated. And also, based on the transfer, if any driver who transfer from a regular route to a special education route, they must receive all extra training as required by the director of designated staff as well. And then the certification class, that the successful completion of the school bus driver training course is required for all drivers with LDS, that our school excuse me school bus drivers must have their possession certificate indicating that the enrollment in or completion of 24-hour course, and the drivers are responsible for renewing their certificate every 3 years by completing an 8-hour refresher course.
And here at Leon District School's Transportation Department, we do background checks. So if you have any warrants or if you've been a convicted felon, anything that's in your record that prevents you from being a bus driver, we do background checks. So if anything bad is in your record, we we throw your application away because we don't want a convicted felon or a bad person driving our kids to school. God knows what he will do with the kids and the bus. So we do background checks, and basically, if you've been in jail constantly, or if you have a warrant or anything on your record that prevents you from being a bus driver here at Leon District School's Transportation Department, we will know, and we will like basically call you and tell you, hi, this is such and such. You cannot be a part of our team because we did a background check on you, and you have such and such on your record, which prevents you from being a part of our team. And yeah, so we can't have convicted felons a part of our team.
Yes, and based on our incoming, like based on the with the cell phones, if there's an incoming personal phone call, because of the press of mandatory business abuse of our transportation department telephones, the employees are requested to notify their family, friends, and business associates that all incoming personal calls should be restricted due to emergency situations. Staff is authorized to screen calls to determine the emergency status on the radio.
And here at LDS, we are teaching our drivers how to properly use the radios to call in for dispatch, or, excuse me, any situation they have while they're out there on the road. Excuse me, my bad, sneeze. But yeah, we're teaching our drivers how to properly call for base, and what codes to use if you're in trouble, what codes to use for different types of situations. And yeah, so they're learning day by day, and they're getting better at it.
Yes, and one last thing, based on the rules for our student conduct, the rules for our student conduct um, on school buses are simple. You should observe the same conduct as in the classroom. Be courteous. Use no profane language. Do not eat or drink on the bus. Keep the bus clean. Cooperate with the driver and do not use tobacco. Don't be destructive. Stay in your seat. Keep head, hands, and feet inside of the bus. Bus drivers is authorized to assign seats at any time. And this is based on our student conduct rules on the bus.
And the students are required to not only keep their hands, feet, and objects inside the window, inside the bus, but keep them to themselves, because that's how fights start. It could go from something to somebody playing to something serious, something deadly, or something, and we have to do an investigation on it, which gets the parent involved, which gets the director and assistant director, the bus driver. All this is going to have to take a while. So that's why we created the student code of conduct.
Yes. Just a few moments back, you were talking about eating on the bus. Out here in Ohio, students are not allowed to eat, period. We don't care if they didn't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They do not let them eat, period. The bus driver can be just going down the street, driving safely, and just hit a bump, and that child choked and died in the back of the seat. We do not allow that, period, point blank, at all. So I don't care what's going on. We don't allow that at all. Eating on the bus, drinking on the bus, none of that. That is unbelievable, unbelievable, crazy. That that someone would even it's a rule that when parents are supposed to read the rules. See, out here in Garfield, on our first week of school, we allow the parents are supposed to go to the website and read all the rules to that student that week, so they know what they're not supposed to do and what they're supposed to do. And also, let me tell you guys this: what are the top 3 reasons bus drivers leave their jobs? Let me tell you why. One, they're paying their hours. They may not be getting paid good enough, and they probably working too long, or not good. Their CDL and health requirements. What else? That's another good thing. Student behavior. Student behavior and administrative support. Some students can be disrespectful and so freaking rude to people, and to because a lot of kids are using profanity these days, so they're not gonna be wanting to hear all of that. So they don't. Students are not gonna want to be. Students are not going to want to hear. You know,